People often say, if you grind an iron rod long enough, it will become a needle. Meaning, effort leads to success. But what if that effort is put into a wrong choice? Perhaps all your efforts will be in vain. I once thought finding the right person and doing the right thing was already incredibly difficult. But later, I realized that letting go of someone incompatible or stopping something that's going in the wrong direction is even harder. Because people always mistakenly believe that just a little more effort will change everything. In truth, whether we want to continue or not, the answer is often already in our hearts. We just don't dare to face the truth. And then, we let ourselves get caught up in losses for too long, which only makes us lose something even more precious. The poet Wang Guozhen once said, "Everywhere you arrive belongs to yesterday. Even if that mountain is greener, that lake clearer, that road gentler, too deep an attachment will become a new bind, not just tying your feet but also your future." Many people know they are suffering losses yet fail to stop in time, intentionally letting things go to worse outcomes. Some know their business is increasingly unprofitable but keep pouring money into investments, hoping for a way out one day. But isn't this just leading themselves into a dead end? Some see their purchased stock shares plummeting, thinking there's still a chance for them to rebound, hesitating to sell, and eventually losing all the money they painstakingly saved for years. Or some clearly know that loving someone who doesn't love them is tormenting them to death, feeling normal during the day but completely collapsing at night. Yet they still pursue it to the very end, striving in a mistaken relationship, trying to follow a path that's gone astray. It's like falling into a quicksand bog, you'll only sink deeper and deeper. Only by jumping out early can you completely escape that bog. Only the right people and the right endeavors can give you strength, while the wrong people and wrong endeavors will only drain your time and wear you down. And facing this drain, our best approach is to stop at the right time. I deeply admire people who can say, when it's over, it's over. Not because they don't love enough, but because they clearly understand that in a relationship already doomed by the words, failure, the more stubborn and persistent you are, the harder life will slap you. I also deeply admire mature individuals. They possess a most precious discipline, knowing when to stop. That discipline is true wisdom because they know that the more they get entangled in losses, the more failures will arise, and the more their time and energy will be consumed. Only by stopping a wrong endeavor can you begin a right one. In the 1960s, Konosuke Matsushita, an outstanding Japanese leader and the founder of Panasonic, invested a colossal amount of money in developing large-scale electronic computers. After some time, despite fierce opposition from many, he chose to halt this project. He knew that at that time, the large-scale electronic computer market was almost monopolized by IBM, a multinational computer technology corporation, and two other companies, Fujitsu and Hitachi, were also vying for this lucrative pie. If he stubbornly entered a field where he didn't have a significant advantage, it would cause even greater losses for the entire company. So, he ultimately decided to stop at the right moment, abandoning the development of electronic computers and choosing to develop Panasonic's traditional products, which made the company a famous brand well known to the public. Matsushita taught us not to regret the capital we've invested and become stubborn. When you know you're likely to lose more, the best way to save yourself is to stop at the right time. The Chinese-American scientist Chen-Ning Yang in his youth was passionate about experimental physics. But because the strength in his hands was weaker than others, he often caused things to explode during experiments. After some reflection, he frankly acknowledged his weaknesses, abandoned his insistence on experimental physics, and shifted his focus to theoretical research. This timely shift led him to win a Nobel Prize and achieve great success in his career. If you stubbornly walk down the wrong path, no matter how much sweat and tears you pour in, you won't be able to reclaim a worthy reward. It will only gradually erode your self-confidence and knock you down without you even realizing it. J.P. Morgan, a prominent businessman, politician, and the seventh richest American, once said, "In science, if you find that your path is a dead end, that is a truly great contribution because then everyone knows not to go down that path." Life is the same. The scariest thing is knowing you're heading into a dead end but not turning back immediately. Even if you've lost a lot, the best way is still to wisely recognize the mistake, be firm, resolute, and decisively end it. Only then can you help yourself find a wider way out. Economist Thomas Sowell once said, "There are no solutions, only trade-offs." Bida, a woman born in 1986, was one of the 500 richest people in China in 2021. She ran a clothing business. Bida opened a chain of wholesale stores, generating revenue of nearly 1.5 billion yuan daily. But by 2019, the explosion of e-commerce, especially Taobao's Double 11 shopping festival, caused her revenue to plummet from 1.5 billion yuan to 700 million yuan. There were times when many customers would try on over a dozen outfits in her store, but instead of buying them, they would pull out their phones to check prices and purchase similar clothes online. Her shop's sales steadily declined. After careful thought and consideration, Bida decided to open an e-commerce company. At this, her friends were utterly shocked and advised her to reconsider, as Bida had spent many years building her career. But Bida was determined. She spent half a month closing all 7 of her clothing stores and setting up an e-commerce team. Despite the losses, she bravely dismantled everything she had built in the past, paving a new path for herself. That's why she became the queen of livestream selling in China's massive online shopping ecosystem today. What we need is to be as brave as Bida, letting go of what we've had to move towards a better future. A famous writer said that wise letting go triumphs over all blind stubbornness. Face reality and acknowledge your mistakes. Many people are unwilling to confront loss because they don't want to admit their failure. They are submerged in the Zeigarnik effect, an obsession with unfinished tasks that linger in your mind, a persistence to achieve what hasn't been achieved. Recognize this early and overcome it. But there are also many who, even after stopping in time, still harbor regrets about the past and are endlessly caught up in thoughts of what was, completely draining their focus on the present. Your focus on the present is your capital, your asset. Accept what is lost, let it go, and only then can you fly higher and farther. When perseverance is always glorified, it can obscure the wisdom of stopping at the right time and prevent you from seeing your own wrong direction. You tirelessly bury yourself in work, love someone, forgetting yourself entirely, and in the end, it will all be a meaningless sacrifice. It only harms, not benefits, your development. Bravely adjust your direction. Don't regret what you've invested. Stopping at the right time is what helps you gain something precious in life.